Hi, guys. I miss you all so much. I hope you're doing well. We are going to read the first book in the Eerie Elementary series today. We did have this in our library, the whole series, almost the whole series. So you might have read some of these before. This is the first one, and it is called The School is Alive. So first I want to again thank our publisher Scholastic for letting us read together. And this story is written by Jack Chabert, and he does the whole series, and the illustrator is Sam Ricks. All right, now every page has pictures. This is a beginner chapter book, so it's not too long. I absolutely love all the books in the Branches series. So if you're a parent watching and you'd like to get your students some beginner chapter books, I recommend anything in the Branches series. They're all perfect beginner chapter books. So the Eerie Elementary series, I think we're up to like 7 books in this series now. So if you guys like this book, you can let me know. You can email me or you can leave a comment in any of the videos that I post for Eerie Elementary, and I can read another one in this series after this one. This is the first one, and it's called The School is Alive, and I will show you the pictures as I read. We're going to do 3 chapters per video. There are 15 chapters in the book, so this book will have 5 different videos to watch to get through the whole book. All right, here we go. Chapter 1 is called It Begins. "This is horrible," said Sam Graves. He was holding up a shiny orange sash. "I can't believe I have to wear this." It was Monday morning, and Sam and his best friends Antonio and Lucy were standing in front of their lockers. They were waiting for the bell to ring. So there he is. And that's our boy that's on the cover also. "Wait, you're a hall monitor?" Antonio said. "I didn't even know Eerie Elementary had hall monitors." Sam kicked at the floor. "They do now, and it stinks. The principal called my mom last night and said I had been chosen. Ugh, it's going to be terrible. I have to stand in the hallway and yell, 'Get to class,' and no skateboarding." "Well, at least you get to wear that cool orange sash," Lucy teased. Sam stuck out his tongue. "Ring! Come on, that's the bell," Antonio said. Sam frowned. "You guys go ahead. I have to make sure everyone else has gone into class." "We'll see you inside," Lucy shouted. Within moments, the hallway was totally empty. Totally empty except for Sam. He began walking the halls. Sam looked through the double doors to the outside, and he saw a classmate by the playground. "Hey, Brian," Sam called out. "The bell rang. You should get to class." Brian frowned at Sam, then he ran past him into the school. "See, everyone hates the hall monitor," thought Sam. He was about to close the door when a cold breeze blew past. He saw that Brian had dropped his hat near the playground. "My teacher won't mind if I sneak outside for a second," thought Sam. The air outside was like ice. Orange and red leaves whipped across the ground. Sam shoved his hands in his pockets. He could see his breath. It looked like little ghosts were dancing through the air in front of him. Sam looked up at the school building. He thought it looked like an old castle made of crumbling red brick. The paint on the doors and windows was chipped. Big black crows sat on the roof watching Sam. The whole thing gave him the willies. Sam didn't want to be out there any longer than he had to. He ran over to the playground. He was near the swings when something grabbed his ankle. Sam looked down. His feet were sinking into the sand. Now, of course, feet do sink into sand, but not like this. Something was pulling him under. "Help!" Sam shouted. The sand was up above his sneakers. He reached down to try to pull his feet free. The sand was wet. Quicksand! This was just like the quicksand from the old Tarzan movies Sam's dad made him watch. But Sam was pretty sure that quicksand was found in jungles in the movies, not on real-life playgrounds. "Help! The playground is eating me!" Sam shouted. The sand was up to his knees now. Sam fought and kicked. He watched as Brian's hat was swallowed up by the sand. It was no use. The cold, wet sand was up to his waist. Sam squeezed his eyes shut as he was pulled down deeper and deeper. So there he goes. That's the end of chapter 1. Chapter 2 is called Mr. Nikobi. Mr. Nikobi, and you can see somebody reaching over to pull him out. Oh, sorry, I got a phone call. Just as the quicksand was about to swallow Sam, a hand grabbed his wrist. His eyes shot open. It was Mr. Nikobi, the old man who took care of the school. Mr. Nikobi tugged. Sam was yanked free. Sam gasped for air. The playground sand, Sam said. It just tried to eat me. Remember, it's called The School is Alive. So if it's alive, it's eating him. Mr. Nikobi slowly got to his feet. He was out of breath, too. His face looked like a piece of paper that someone had balled up and then tried to flatten again. He stared at Sam. His eyes were small and gray. A chill went up Sam's spine. There's Mr. Nikobi right there. Mr. Nikobi growled. You should be more careful, or you won't last long as hall monitor, Sam Graves. Be careful of what? Be careful because other parts of the school might try to eat me? Then Sam paused. Wait, what does my being the hall monitor have to do with this? And why do you care if I stay on as hall monitor or not? Mr. Nikobi began walking away. Over his shoulder, he said, because I'm the one who chose you. What does that mean? Sam asked. But Mr. Nikobi didn't answer. He simply turned the corner out of sight. And there he goes. So he chose Sam for a reason. Sam shook his head, thinking, this has been the weirdest day of my life, and it's only 8:30 in the morning. He needed to tell Lucy and Antonio about the quicksand and about creepy Mr. Nikobi, but first he had to ditch the orange sash. Sam darted inside and flung open his locker. Whew! He stumbled back and threw his hand over his nose. His locker stunk. The smell coming out of Sam's locker reminded him of rotten chocolate milk or something. Yikes, what did I leave in here? He asked. Sam shoved the sash inside his locker, and then he knew what it smelled like. Really bad breath. Look at that stink. Chapter 3 is called Tick Tock, Tick Tock. Sam slammed his locker shut and he rushed into Mrs. Grinker's classroom. Miss Grinker was short and thin with fizzy gray hair. She was listing everyone's part for Friday's class play on the board. There he is trying to sneak in. There's the teacher, Miss Grinker. Sam slid into his desk between Antonio and Lucy and he whispered, Guys, the freakiest thing just happened. I got trapped in quicksand on the playground. Lucy scrunched up her forehead. Right? Can you do that? And, your face is like, what? You scrunch up your forehead. They both tried not to laugh. If it happened to you, Sam whispered, you wouldn't be laughing. Sam, Lucy, Antonio, yelled Miss Grinker. All three kids face front. Please pay attention, Miss Grinker said. I am still giving out the parts for Peter Pan. I'm playing Peter Pan, Antonio whispered to Sam. He had a big smile on his face. He always did. He was the happiest kid Sam knew. And I'm playing Wendy, Lucy whispered. Sam Graves, you'll be playing Noodler. He is one of Captain Hook's friendly pirates, said Miss Grinker. Sam nodded, but all he could think about was the man-eating playground. As the day wound down, Sam stared out the window. An old oak tree was blowing in the breeze. It was moving strangely. Sam leaned forward on his desk. The tree looked like a giant oak hand waving at Sam. You see that? That looks like the thumb. Hand is waving at him. Sam shivered and then he looked at the clock across the room. How long until this day is over, he thought. Sam could hear the clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. How can I hear the clock from all the way over here, he wondered. Then the sound of the clock changed. Sam no longer heard tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. The sound became ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump. Sam was even more confused. That doesn't sound like a normal clock, but I do know that sound. Ba-bump, 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 ba-bump. It sounded like a beating heart. Oh, that's the end of chapter 3. All right, you guys turn on the next video whenever you're ready and we'll read chapters 4, 5, and 6.